Your final thoughts, Jim?
Botafogo just may have felt a little extra pressure in front of their own fans that caused a nervousness and tension.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game.
that the passionate crowd demands.
This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter, it's great to be on board.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special.
Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already. Vinicius Junior.
Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Knocks it out wide. Cucurella,
Up he goes! Oh, what has happened here? What a throw in.
tries to play it through. Now it's Neves. Haaland. And it's Koundé.
Haaland is flagged offside. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, Peter, I don't think you're going to get many defenders who are as good as...
Oh, they could be caught out here! And that's been won straight back. Cucurella receives it in a wide position. And a chance! They're battling for the right to play in the early stages.
James.
And here's Lukaku. It's a good spell of position. Mbappe! Oh, bang on target.
Still goalless. That has been cut short.
Kluivert. Oh, that's nice.
Hoisted it.
Climbs up big! Goal! Potw! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
So we have the first goal.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Now it's Vinicius Junior.
Deep cross. And now they can spring out of defence.
Van Dijk.
Potw are clearly playing a patient game here, looking to pick out those runners.
Yeah, that's a lot of the forwards, this style, doesn't it? You need them to be very sharp, chasing non-stop, running after lost causes.
Yeah, and you need a lot of movement up front if you're going to make it work.
That's a shade optimistic. Tuan Neves. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score.
Mbappe will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Oh, that's sweet, almost telepathic. Almost half an hour in now. And that interception was... shapes to shoot! And it's in! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye.
Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
It's shocking, the ease with which he was able to get into the space, and the player of his quality was highly unlikely to miss that.
Botafogo are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Gravenberg.
And it's James.
Kluivert.
And it's Gravenberg. It's McKennie.
Gravenberg.
Now, can they get him away? We expected better, and so did he. And here's Gravenberg. Chouameni. Ndika cuts out the pass. James making good progress on the right-hand side. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Cucurella. Oh, nice touch. Tries to cross.
There's much frustration as to the lack of a touch to finish that off.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And here's Mbappe. Strokes it back. And here's Lukaku. Lukaku receives it in a good position here. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
He's being urged to shoot. Cucurella. And that'll be the final action of the first half. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Potw are heading into the break, very happy with how it's gone so far. And we're underway again. Van Dijk. Koundé. Oh, that is a nice touch. Fires it in low. And he's there to get it away. McKennie.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Now it's Haaland. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Konate.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And it's Kluivert. Oh, that looks a cracking ball. Vietnam can breathe again, just.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Lukaku is being harried and hassled.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind him up in the process, Peter.
Eder Militao kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Driving on and making good progress. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Cucurella threads one in. Can he get onto this? He's found the way through! Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Cucurella. And it's Gravenberg. James could try cutting inside here.
substituição no time do Botafogo.
So, time for
Camisa
changes
9,
on both sides, actually.
Camisa 10, camisa 14, camisa 16. Deixando o campo para a entrada de...
And it's been
camisa
taken short.
11, camisa 18, camisa 22, camisa 27. Substituição.
And it's Van Dijk. Shifted it to the flank. Cucurella was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And here's Bellingham. No, he's just misjudged that one. Cucurella. Good play on the left-hand side here. Bellingham. Botafogo, perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. Bellingham.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Barella. And it's Tchouaméni. And here's Mohamed Salah. Decent chance! He's scored! And he stuck it away as if laser-guided.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Vietnam get themselves back into contention.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back.
Cucurella wriggles his way through. Now this could be a chance.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
And this is Mohamed Salah. It's Salah! And that would have been game, set and match.
And that reaction says it all. They had a real chance to tighten the screw there and it's been blown.
That's the throw. And it's Cucurella. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Salah. Ndika does really well to win the ball there. Now it's Grafenberg. Oh, such a clever touch. Koundé did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Botafogo close now to seeing this one through to the end. Bellingham! He's keen, determined to have his say.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count. They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not getting the ball into the opposition box. That's where it has to be.
Mbappe.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Foram indicados 2 minutos de acréscimo.
James looking to run onto it. Shoots! Van Dijk.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
And he's intervened well there. And that's it. What a game, what a show. Both sides robustly going about their business, and that has turned it into quite a spectacle. It's the sort of game after which you feel it's a shame anybody had to lose. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Potw were totally organised, disciplined and professional here throughout. They knew exactly what they were doing and duly assured.
Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening, and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. Well, I'm Peter Drury, and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter, it's great to be on board.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. There's the whistle, and here we go. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Well, the midfielder Ryan Gravenberch is just very cultured, Peter. Another really fine product from the famous Amsterdam production line, and just like so many of their alumni.
And he shoots! Goal! Potw! And Potw are in front. He won't get many simpler than that, but he's certainly not complaining.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Tuan. Nice control. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Haaland did well to step in there. That was more than necessary.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
And it's Cucurella. Gravenberch. And he's forced to go back. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. So just the one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. And here's Tuan. Gravenberch has it in a wide position. He's in a great position here. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Ndika cuts out the pass. And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he? All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
And now a sudden chance to counter. João Neves. Koundé got a long way forward to join the attack. Potw are very much in charge here, dominating possession and a goal to the good. And they can counter here. Plays a sharp little ball here. João Neves. Now he's got space here. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. João Neves. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Gravenberch with a definite fell there. And it's Tuan. Played back in. Now that looks a decent ball. Tuan is onto this. He's got away. Chance for a shot! Oh, what has happened here? He is just caressing the ball. Gravenberch. He's chosen to go back. Good ball, good take. Goes for a shot! Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
Well, there wasn't too much wrong with his effort. He needs to get on the ball again and give it another crack. I would. Potw really do like their passes from deep, Peter.
Making good use of that quarterback position, aren't they?
Yeah, but this is a system that can only work if you have the players who are willing to run at and beyond the defence. Let's see if these forwards are up for it now.
And here's Vinicius Junior. Gives it back.
Modern football for you and all that pressing.
And it's Tuan. Looking to play him in. Well read. And the danger is averted. And he's quick to get it clear again. Kunde.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Mbappe. And here's the chance to counter. Aimed beyond the defence. Van Dijk did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Well, for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
João Neves. Shot could be on. Played out wide. This looks promising. Big chance! He's missed, but not by that far.
Minuto de acréscimo.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Cucurella. And that'll be the final action of the first half. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
There's plenty of positives to take despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy. A little more composure up front, perhaps. That's not too much to ask.
Botafogo happy to have the lead in a tight old game. Half-time, 1-0. And we're underway again.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out. See if you can open them up a bit more.
João Neves picks it up out wide. Oh, well played, well played. Gravenberg. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Great vision. Oh no, that was never going to make it. Can he get it through? Thinks about the shot. And that has been cleared. And there's his chance to lead the counter. And it's Neves. And here's Neves. Tuan. That is good strength. He's had a shot! João Neves looking to add to his goal. Mbappe under intense pressure.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline. A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Still just a single goal between the sides. Tuan. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And it's Neves. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
That is ended up in no man's land. Gravenberg. Tuan. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, Peter, if they're attempting to see out the game with such a narrow advantage, there's room for trouble. I just think they're sending out the wrong message. This could backfire.
Takes aim and crosses. And he gets rid in a hurry. Now, what about a counter-attack? And it's Neves. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Van Dijk gets over and intercepts. And they win it back again. Looking for the run. Good take, and is he in? There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. James threads one in. Tuan receives it in a wide position. James is wide and looking to get onto this. Lovely bit of skill.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Substituição no time do Botafogo. Camisa 9, camisa 21.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Mohamed Salah is in a really good position out wide. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Could move up a gear here.
Camisa 22,
Cucurella. And here's Alvarez.
Alvarez really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner, and just maybe there he overdid it slightly and should have released it because the support...
Great chance! That's really well cleared. More and more pressure on the ball here. Strokes it back.
He's got no choice here, he had to go backwards.
That's an excellent interception.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish, and no half measures from here.
Bellingham. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Very much into the last knockings. That's very neat. Cucurella charging forward down that flank. Lofted in. And he's there to clear it. And that will be it. Well, that was tense. Boy, that was tense. The two sides separated by the game's only goal. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Yeah, clean sheets and hard grind will help you go places, and they have a resolve that'll envy many.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and it's my chance to say that it is an absolute delight to have Jim Beglin beside me.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So we're up and running. So Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Well, Peter, it's not very often you look at your goalkeeper as a source of inspiration, but I think we can make an exception for Gianluigi Donnarumma. Such an incredible player, one of the safest pair of hands around.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right... Vinicius Junior! Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Haaland. McKennie. Here's a sharp little ball here. Tuan Neves. Mbappe. Mbappe goes on a charge down the left. Oh, look at the shoots! McKennie, and there's his chance to lead the counter. Couple of decent early chances. It bodes well for an exciting game. And now the breakaway. Eder Militao cuts out the pass. Spread out to the left. He's got away. Showing good feet. It was all about the quality of the delivery, and they come away with nothing. Now it's Mbappe. Cucurella. Chance here to counter. Still goalless at the moment. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Tuan Neves.
Potw really do like their passes from deep, Peter.
Making good use of that quarterback position, aren't they?
Yeah, but this is a system that can only work if you have the players who are willing to run at and beyond the defence. Let's see if these forwards are up for it now.
He is just caressing the ball. Has a look and plays it forward. And he's one-on-one! There's the shot! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Gravenberg. And the pass is intercepted. Cucurella chooses to go cross-field.
That's a cracking pass to stretch the opposition.
Great vision. Tuan Neves cuts it out. Gravenberg. And it's Kimmich. Now Tuan Neves. Mbappe. Steaming on goal. Shapes to shoot! Oh, wonderful! What a goal! A finish right from the top draw. And Potw are in front. Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
It's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
So the first moment of real significance.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Played out wide, and it's Timber. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
And here's Thuram. Gravenberg. McKennie producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Can he spark a counter here? Cucurella. Cucurella is very much the model of the modern-day fullback. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now that looks a decent ball. Now it's Kimmich, and he's whipped it across. And he's cut it out. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. Vinicius Junior. Mbappe. Oh, a delicate chip through. Now it's Grafenberg. Nicely weighted ball. That is a brilliant interception. That's very neat. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. There's the whistle for half-time. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
Yeah, on the face of it, it looks a fair reflection of what we've all seen, Peter. Some incisive play one side, battling qualities on the other. I think this game is there to be won, and a minor tweak maybe all it needs to change it.
Botafogo happy to have the lead in a tight old game. Half-time, 1-0.
Substituição em andamento.
And the action is back on the way.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out, see if you can open them up a bit more.
Now it's Kimmich. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Vietnam needed that, they really needed it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Driving forward. Out towards the flank. Stood up well to him there. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. And here's Haaland. Time and again they are repelled. Kimmich. More and more pressure on the ball here. Being still separated by the game's only goal. He's coming under serious pressure here.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind him up in the...
Big chance! And that is wildly off target.
That's the threat he carries, Peter, running at defences like that, if only he managed to retain his composure.
substituição no time do Botafogo.
So, time for
Camisa
changes
9,
on both sides, actually.
Camisa 21, camisa 27, camisa 15.
Van Dijk.
Deixando o campo para a entrada
And it's
de
Cucurella.
camisa 4.
Now it's Bellingham.
Camisa
Nice bit of
18,
skill, and he's away.
Camisa 22.
Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup.
Vietnam really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
They're coming again and again.
You know, the interest value.
Real chance! They want to be quick to recover this. Certain amount of room for debate here, but a goal kick's been given. Konate. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
I think the manager's pondering his options as to whether to stick or twist Peter in view of the time remaining. He might have a tough call to make now.
Gravenberg.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Botafogo do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. Out again for a throw-in. No, he's just misjudged that one. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Now it's Mbappe. And that interception was most necessary. Konate. McKennie. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. And he's intervened well there. Haaland. And it's Cucurella. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Hit into the middle. Big header! Crossbar comes to the rescue. He's going for goal! And that would have been game, set and match.
Gravenberg really should have done better there. I just hope for his sake that he doesn't live to regret that.
Timber. Oh, can he get onto this? Cucurella. Cucurella goes on a run down the left wing. Cucurella. Aimed beyond the defence. Mbappe is flagged offside.
Vietnam really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Oh, he's done very well to take that back. Still just that single goal, and we are nearly done. Cucurella. And here's Alvarez. Tries to play it through. Alvarez gets into a good position. That is lovely. Deep cross. Haaland! And the header is disappointing in the end.
Look, the defending wasn't too clever on that last chance. The cross had to be denied.
And here's Mbappe. Goes back. Botafogo, moments now away from seeing this one out. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Minutos de acréscimo.
Botafogo really wanted that two-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here.
Oh, he's been caught on it here! And that's it. Relief, finally. Now at last they can enjoy the taste of victory. Fingernails bitten to the quick, but they have got over the line. Quite a ride. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
And there's a lot more to read into this game than just the scoreline.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening.